Well, the original idea for creating the Susan Samueli Center for Integrative Medicine at UC Irvine was Susan's. Our hope, and my personal hope for the future, is to gain mainstream acceptance for integrative medicine therapies. It is gaining more popularity every day, and we will consider the center a success when everybody accepts it as a mainstream therapy for treatment of illness.
The center was clearly groundbreaking here in Orange County because there was no other center like that. There are a number of wellness centers, there are a number of practices that are integrative here in the community, but there is no center that has the comprehensive offering of research, clinical education, and an integrative medicine clinic such as UCI has. We're now training residents and students regularly so that they have a better appreciation and understanding for integrative medicine and for how it works. And this is quite different than old fogies like myself who have not learned about these practices. That's not the case these days. They are now being shown evidence-based medical practices that really they can incorporate into their own medical practices after they graduate. So I think things are changing quite markedly.
It's important for medical students to learn about integrative medicine because so many patients come to the office taking herbs, trying different modalities like yoga and acupuncture, and it's important for the doctor to get a holistic sense of where the patient is coming from health-wise and what kind of treatments they're already trying and using because of the different possible interactions with the healthcare the doctor will provide, but also just to get a better sense of what the patient thinks will work for him or her. The future that I visualize for myself, I imagine myself being a family physician with an integrative medicine practice, working with different modalities in the practice, having an acupuncturist, a massage therapist, perhaps a yoga instructor, etc. in my practice. Also, of course, we'll continue doing research and possibly investigating the benefits and the contraindications of different complementary alternative medicine modalities, because there's a major deficit of research in these fields.
I was looking for a connection with a group of individuals who are devoted to integrative medicine, and I found it in the Samueli Center. A few years ago, I took care of a 7-year-old child who had sickle cell disease. Sickle cell disease is associated with very strong pain episodes. 5 days into the treatment, he was still having significant pain. We went up with the doses of narcotics and opioids as high as we could dare to. The next step was really adding acupuncture. And it took about 45 to 60 minutes, and you can see how the child's painful episodes started to subside. It was just amazing. And we then proceeded to treat the child with continuous acupuncture therapy for the next 48 hours. And he was discharged home later. That was an amazing example of how you take traditional medicine and you start with it, but then you add to it acupuncture, in this case, for the management of pain, and how greatly it works.
I became a patient of the clinic because in 2006, I herniated 2 discs in my neck and was very frustrated because even with traditional Western medicine, it just wasn't ameliorating the way it was supposed to. And I turned to the Susan Samueli Center for Integrative Medicine and started working with a naturopathic doctor. She spent a huge amount of time on my history, almost an hour on my medical history. It just blew me away. A doctor would care that much to ask that many questions. But the whole thing, now that I understand it, is to get at the root cause of why you're not well. I completely turned my diet upside down and worked with supplementation, and then started having acupuncture with an acupuncturist from the center and also taking Chinese herbs. And this combination was amazing. I mean, it took time. I had physical therapy, but 14 months later, I was able to get back to my passion of being a competitive figure skater.